Hello and welcome back. So in this video we're going to discuss context managers and implementing context managers. This is going to be our task 7A, and let's see how it proceeds. What are context managers? Context managers is about shared memory, shared resources, locking and unlocking files, and it is one of the advanced topics in Python. Context managers allows the users to assign and release resources exactly when you want to. So for example, when you define a function, you write your setup code, you yield the result, and then you tear down your code according to the context needs. How it all happens, what I said, let's just first write it down, and then I'm going to implement this, so you will have a better idea of how things are moving forward. So this is exactly what I just said, but let's move down and begin writing the code. File equals to open. So we're going to open new file .txt, and we're going to write, and then file.write, and we're going to use write down hello, and then we're going to close the file.c close. So here the file closes. Now when I run it, nothing happens. Just open the file in the writing mode, it wrote hello in that file, and then it closed. But what happened if there is an error after the file is open? When it closes the file, like for example now, there is a syntax error, it does not close the file. What will happen then? It will consume the memory, the thread is going to remain open, the file is not closed. So how would we handle this? One way is like just write down another code, or in fact I just copy and paste this part of the code, write it here again, remove this, and we can use try and finally block. So run this. Okay, so even if we just get an error, it will still close the file. And close the set thread. But now I run it again. So we can handle this using try and finally. There is an error, but even in that case the file is actually getting closed. However, there is a way around to do this, and this is through context manager. But before importing that context manager library, we're going to write it down like with open file.txt in writing mode as file write. Okay, we're going to write down hello. Okay, so here it does exactly the same thing. It opens the file, writes it down, and closes the file. Okay, and would not stop executing unless the file is closed. However, we can also do this in a different way, or using the context manager. So in order to use that, we are going to use import context lib, and then we need to use the context lib decorator. This is going to be context manager. Okay, and then we're going to create a function. This is going to be named file, which will have two parameters. One is file name, method print. We're going to print down enter to find an idea of how how things are moving forward. Then we're going to file, we're going to use open function, file name from our method, then going to yield the file, and then going to close the file, and then we're going to print exit to get an idea of how things move forward. So let's just run it. This function is created and it has a decorator already implemented onto this function, whereas there's also a generator that is being used. We use the yield function to yield the results. So now let's just use it with function that we just created. File, let's create new file 1.txt, and we're going to open this file in write mode as ash, and then print null. Then we're going to write. So on console, it is going to write down, not on console, but actually on console it's going to write down middle, and in the file it is going to write down hello. Yeah, but we are printing middle to identify when. So we are writing down middle to find out when it actually executes. You can see enter middle is there, and this new file 1 was already created. So it entered the code, it opened the file, it yielded the file, it closed the file, then it yielded the file actually, and then it wrote hello, it wrote the middle, and then it wrote the middle, and then it closes it. I hope you have a better understanding of context managers. May you have any queries, feel free to get in touch. Thank you.